There is nothing better than having a hard, grueling task ahead of you which will take hours of modeling, and having a few tricks up your sleeve which will make it all go away. So I'm going to show you a couple modifiers you can add to your tool belt to hopefully speed up your workflow and help you along that journey. The two modifiers we're going to be using is the array and the curve modifier. If you're already well experienced with these, then this might not be for you. However, you're a little less experienced, then feel free to stick around and I'll show you a couple tricks. Because a common problem I see with 3D artists is curves, because straight lines are easy. You can go ahead here, just let's extrude that out. You maybe want a right angle. Okay, let's select these four points here, press E and extrude. Side note, I've got screencast keys down here, so if you ever get a little bit lost of what I'm doing, feel free to refer down to here and you'll get to catch up. Perhaps now here, if you want to make this into a smooth curve, perhaps like a boomerang, you might know about the subsurf modifier. This is a little bonus tip for you guys. There you go, you can see we've made it into a nice smooth curve, but if we want to add some detail here, then that's going to provide a little bit too much challenge for this little workflow here. So if we want to make something like a fence, because these apply everywhere, you can see it all the time. The zips on a jacket, a fence like I was just saying, perhaps even a road. You don't have to model every single little part and duplicate it and put it in front of each other. You want to just be able to make one and tell Blender to do the rest. So let's get straight onto it. I'm going to make a cube, put it down to the center, and let's go ahead and put in a bit of detail. I'm going to push that out and I'm going to push this in. Okay, so we've got in, out, and then out even more. So I'm going to go ahead and use our first modifier, the array. Okay, so it seems to have already thrown us a little bit of a curveball. It's popped it right over here. While we want it to be going this way, it's decided to push it over here. The first thing we're going to do is take a little bit of a look at this, and we're going to see this first number 1, and we're going to just try moving it around. As you can see, this swishes it around on this axis. So I'm going to set that to 0 because that's not where we want it. And I'm going to try the second one. Now this is the way we want it to go, so I'm going to set it to 1, and there you go. You can see it's working perfectly. Now if we want this to be a little bit longer, let's just increase the count, and you can see that is looking just what we want. And then we can move on to the second step, making it curve around, just like I was saying, like a fence curving around a mountain, or a zip following the side of the jacket. That's what we're going to do. So we're just going to add in this second modifier, the curve. As you can see here, it's a red indicating it's not quite working properly. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to go Shift S, as you can see here, Shift S, cursor to selected, which will just move that 3D cursor right on that origin point. We'll get to that a little bit later because this is very, very important. Shift A, curve, path. I'm going to go into edit mode, which you can do right down here. I'm going to scale it up. I'm going to rotate 90 degrees, and I'm just going to move it along, making some sort of fancy path. Maybe I'll even curve it. I'll make a bit of a circle. Okay, a bit of a spiral. Now if I select this object, click this eyedropper, and then select that curve we just created, you can see I've got some pretty funny things happening over here. Your one might work instantaneously, depending on the axis you created it from. For me, I'm going to have to select this y-axis before it will start functioning how I want. From here, I can click this Y arrow, and it's going to follow that train. Well, it follows the curve like a train on tracks. We can also increase the count. There we go. It'll follow around like that. It might not be working like this for you. Instead, your one might be looking like this, despite the numerous attempts of finding which axis it's meant to be on. Your one might be spinning around in crazy land. To fix that, yeah, that's quite common. To fix that, you just want to make sure that your origin points are overlapping. So I select the curve, make sure my 3D cursor is on that origin point, and then I'll select the object, go Shift S, selection to cursor. That'll snap it right in the right location, and then I just have to pick the right deformation axis before I can sail off. So let's have a quick look at what this is applied for. If I go to layer 1, you can see this is a little character I've been working on. This rope over here is an example of an array modifier used in a character circumstance. I've used it down here as well, all over the place. Even this band was used in an array modifier for a bit of a previous version. The necklace there and all sorts of things. I hope that's helped you add a little bit of a tool belt to your, or a little bit of an item to your tool belt, to hopefully progress your modeling workflow and speed things up a little bit in the future. If it did, let me know how it went in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.